All right, super easy one today. We've got the CRF450X. This is actually 2009 with the Australian compliant speedo on it. Now these are fairly renowned for having some issues. Now this one here, I was riding on the trail on the weekend and it stopped working. There's a constant power here to remember all the data on the speedo. You actually don't need the constant power. A lot of people cut it because it does drain the battery if you park the bike for a long time. Now my issue was there's an alternating current here. So when you start the engine on this brown wire here, the engine powers the speedo. The key does nothing with the speedo at all. The key will not turn the speedo on. You have to have the engine running for the speedo to work. Now what I'm going to do today is I've got a switch I've chucked on here. I'm going to put a Deutsch plug on here and I've looped the alternating current wire and the constant power together, and the constant power here as well. It's going to go into the other side of the switch. When you turn the switch on, it's going to turn the speedo on. When you turn the switch off, it's going to turn the constant power away and it's going to turn the speedo off. So no more flat batteries, and I can turn the speedo on without the engine running, which is something these things never did. Let's see how it works. All right, so as I mentioned, we're going to use a Deutsch plug here. We put the sockets on the connector side and we put the pins on the female or the receptacle side. The Deutsch plugs are really good. They're going to be waterproof and do the job. You can unplug them, and yeah, there's a reason Caterpillar use them because they're very good. All right, super easy. Once you've got your socket and your receptacle on, they do have a couple of little locking wedges that we stick inside. The big one goes on the connector and the little one goes inside the receptacle. Super easy. Plug them together and let's see if the dash will work. I reckon it will. Let's see how we go. Okay, that's now plugged in, and we're also going to terminate this wire here to make sure it's when the engine's running, that will be live, so we want to make sure that doesn't go anywhere. Now when we turn the dash on, it all works. Obviously the clock is going to forget itself every time we turn that switch off because the constant power is also looped. So if you want to keep your clock and everything and you're not worried about your battery going flat when you have this turned off overnight or whatever, it's not too much of a big deal. You just need to loop the constant power back in on itself here as well, because obviously we're just powering up the brown wire effectively here. But as long as you've got the dash turned on, it will remember everything. So if you're riding along and you've got the dash turned on, you leave it turned on, even when you turn the bike off, it will still remember all your trips. If you're using it for fuel range or anything like I do, it will still do that. So hopefully that makes life a little bit easier. I'm glad it worked. Thanks for watching.